So I'll try to get it through a little quicker.
All right.
Did you already start?
Yes, go.
Oh, okay. My name's Emily Wallace, and this is my persuasive speech for oral communications. Relationships, love, media. How do these three words impact one another? Throughout time, media has created an image of what love is and how a picture-perfect relationship should function. These images have caused society to believe and perceive a relationship in a fictional way that is not real. The media has been playing its role throughout years, starting with movies such as Disney. In Disney movies, Aladdin was one of them, where Aladdin, who's a homeless boy, saves the princess after impersonating himself as a prince, and they live happily ever after. Then Cinderella, where she's a maid, and she goes to the ball, loses her glass slipper, and Prince Charming wants to find who his real prince is, finds out it's Cinderella, and doesn't care that she's a maid, and still falls in love with her, and they live happily ever after. Then we have Beauty and the Beast. So, the Beast was turned from a prince into a beast, and he had a spell put on him that all the rose petals would fall off the rose unless he found true love before that happened. Belle wanders along his property, finds him, falls in love with him, and breaks the spell, and they live happily ever after. Then lastly we have Snow White. Snow White had a spell put on her by the witch that she would be in a sleep until her true love would wake her with a kiss. Prince Charming comes along, wakes her up, gives her a kiss, they live happily ever after. And there are many more movies, more than the ones mentioned. The prince always gets the princess, and there was always a happy ending. But in reality, there are not always happy endings, and the guy does not always get the girl. This is just one of the ways that older types of media have impacted our idea of relationships. This speech will focus on the new generation media, such as social media, and how it impacts the three words stated before: love, media, relationships. In this speech, I will illustrate and explain how social media and social networks have impacted society's idea of relationships and what love is in a more negative way than a positive way. New types of media, such as social media, include, but are not limited to, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. These are the most popular social medias that our society uses to see the relationship ideals that has caused society to believe in this fictional way of love and relationships. Facebook is the oldest of the three, but also the most used because it is a social network that any age range is most familiar with, rather than Instagram and Twitter, which is most familiarly known in the age ranges of 18 to 24-year-olds. According to Psychology Today, the increasing popularity of social networking sites, such as the ones mentioned above, have affected how we interact with one another, and this includes how we communicate with our significant others. In the past, when a guy liked a girl, and he would begin the courting process by bravely asking her out on her doorstep. Now it's changed to where they simply instant message you or even like their profile picture. Some wonder whether the changes that from media impact are for better or for worse. Let's examine the positive and negatives of social media and their impact on relationships, starting with the negatives. Social media causes tension, one of the many negative aspects of how social media impacts our society and our romantic relationships. Pew Research Center found that younger couples ages 18 to 29 years old in serious relationships are more likely to experience an impact on their relationship rather than older couples. Some of the types of tension range from jealousy, distraction, to lying and infidelity. Jealousy seems to be the most common insecurity that social media has created on relationships. Jealousy is defined as the emotional reaction to a threat on the relationship. Jealousy is also one of the most potentially destructive emotions in a relationship. According to Relationship Rules, when people were asked to tell the author how social media and technology has affected their relationship, almost every single answer out of 2,000 messages were very sad, and everyone had one thing or the other to say about how social media and technology destroyed their relationship. I think social media causes more insecurities between couples. For example, someone else in a picture with your significant other, it's easy for jealousy to arise. Also, too many distractions between couples. They pay more attention to what they don't have instead of being grateful for what they do have. The most important thing we can give one another is our time. The one thing we can't get back is time. So be careful because life is short. Never be too proud. Never be too proud because you will wind up losing something because of ego. People make relationships too hard nowadays. They worry about what others think or too many obstacles to overcome. I believe if you love someone, nothing can come between. These are words straight from a respondent's mouth on the impact of insecurities and why relationships are how they are today. Social media such as Twitter and Instagram show the false perceptions of what we want our relationship to be like rather than how it actually is. This can cause jealousy as well. Some of the following pictures I found on Twitter under a relationship profile under a profile called Relationship Goals shows how technology is showing us this fictional way of how you should be treated in a relationship and what you should receive. Social media and technology combined are slowly becoming the number one cause of problems and arguments in relationships. Statistics show that social media had a major impact on serious relationships 45% of the time. This is almost half of all serious relationships had a major impact from social networks such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Statistics also show that 42% of serious relationships stated their significant other had been distracted by their mobile device while they were together. Social media, also called by others a doorway to lying and cheating, is another issue that has impacted relationships in a negative way. According to relationship rules, the power of social media works both ways. Bad people use it for bad purposes, and good people use it to make others happy. The author of Relationship Rules website received a message from a woman named Elizabeth, and she explains what happened when she posted a picture of both her significant other and herself together on Facebook. Social media makes it very easy for your other half to start affairs. Keep in touch with these other women. Tell each one of them not to mention him on their Facebook page. Keep their phone more guarded than the crown jewels, and sneak around behind your back. If I could have gotten into his phone and our relationship would have been over before it began. Lying and cheating, and the best bit, it all became very public on Facebook when I posted a picture of both of us, and boom. Elizabeth went through something hundreds of thousands of people go through every day, cheating. Social media and technology makes it easy for bad people to cheat on someone because there's always something they can do to hide their steps. Social media plays a large role in the close relations of family and friends. As stated by Psychology Today, social media can be a great way for couples to share their lives more immediately with more of their extended family. This is one of the reasons how social media can play a positive role in relationships. Social media and technology have been proven to be used as a source of support. According to Pew Research Center, 21% of married or partnered adults said they felt closer to their significant other because of exchanges they had online or by text message. Another study by Pew Research Center stated 9% of couples have resolved an argument with their significant other online or by text message that they were having difficulty resolving in person. Social media has been impacting our societal perceptions and ways of romantic relationships work for decades. The media and technology have over the years impacted our views in a negative way, starting at a young age, believing in happy endings to now having fictional ideas of how relationships should function. Think about the 3 words I stated before: love, media, relationships. How has the media impacted your relationships? Has it been a positive or a negative impact? Keep in mind, love, media, relationships. 3 words interconnected by one another, causing an impact on your relationship.
Very good. Very informative, Anne.
Come on.